In what kind of job can you play music for a living all the while serving your country? Find out today. Come on, it's music time. I am sitting here with MU1 Brisgies, and she is a clarinet player in the Navy. So let's go ahead and talk to her right now. So, MU1, can you tell us a little bit about yourself? Like, where are you from, and why did you join up with the Navy?
Sure. I'm musician first class. That's my pay grade, really, and my rate as a musician. So musician first class. Deanna Brisgies. I'm originally from Chesterland, Ohio, which is a small suburb east of Cleveland.
Cool. And why did you choose to join the Navy and play music?
Honestly, it's because I had a bunch of friends who were joining and they talked me into it. It sounded like a really good idea to get a job doing something that I loved, and I really wanted to make music, and they had a suggestion. It was a good one.
Awesome. Very cool. So, why did you start playing the clarinet in the first place?
I started playing clarinet because I was actually a piano player when I was growing up. I started playing piano when I was 6, but when you play piano, you're kind of by yourself all the time. And I knew I wanted to be in marching band in high school, so I needed to pick something that I could march with, and I knew I couldn't march with the piano, so I needed to pick something. I did one of those days where you pick your favorite instruments and you see which one you can make a sound out of. I chose the flute and the clarinet. I couldn't make a sound on the flute, but when I tried the mouthpiece and the barrel of the clarinet, I made a really funny duck sound, and that made everybody in the class laugh. So I chose the clarinet.
That's awesome. So, I'm really interested in knowing, how does the clarinet work?
Okay, well, the way the clarinet works is, I actually have one right here. We have a mouthpiece, and we have a reed, and we have a ligature. So unlike a flute where you blow across the hole and that makes the vibration, when you blow into the clarinet, the air makes the reed vibrate against the mouthpiece, and then the rest of the clarinet kind of acts as an amplifier. It focuses the sound and amplifies it, and then I press down the different tone holes to change pitches. So
Very cool. So now you play clarinet in the Navy. What's that like?
it is so different than anything I ever expected. When you are in school, and even when you go all the way through college, you have a long period of time to prepare concerts. You're working on a full concert series, you have a program, you spend days and weeks and months preparing for it. In the Navy, a lot of what we do is it's kind of mixed. We have kind of, I call it utilitarian music. That's, ceremonies, parades, the stuff that we call it's our bread and butter. But we function more on a as needed. So we don't necessarily have a lot of lead time, and it's very fast paced. We will have maybe 1 to 2 months advance notice that we call them gigs, or concert. A gig or a concert is coming up, and we'll make our set list then, and we get to work. And sometimes, we get a ceremony that comes in. The admiral calls us, and we need to go down and we need to make something happen. So we're pretty good at sight reading, because sometimes we just take our march flips and we go out there and we play our music. So very fast paced, fairly unscheduled. We're always on our toes, and so we always have to stay sharp.
You always have to be prepared for anything that could come.
Yes.
Musically prepared.
Yes. Oh, yes. Always practicing, always preparing. If we have our regular desk work, so we function not only as a band, but we are also our own support staff. So in terms of operations, in terms of buying music, buying equipment, making sure we have reeds, we do all of that for ourselves. So we are our own little self-sustained unit. And if we're not doing that, we are in rehearsals, either with a woodwind quintet or a brass quintet or a brass band or a rock band, or we're in rehearsal with the ceremonial band. But it's always on an as needed basis. So I can't say that we'll have, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, we're going to have band, and then Tuesday and Thursday, we'll have woodwind quintet. We're rehearsing whatever unit is most needed at the time.
Hmm. How many people are in your musical unit?
So the full band is 35, and that's from the director all the way down to us. So we have a director, we have an assistant director, and then we have 33 other musicians in the band.
Like, where's the craziest place that you've played your instrument in the Navy?
The woodwind quintet went down to Australia and teamed up with a brass quintet of Australian band members, and we toured around the coast and did a bunch of ceremonies and concerts in honor of the Battle of the Coral Sea, which was a World War II battle where the United States and Australia basically teamed up to protect Australia from, I think it was the Japanese. I'm not sure. But so, we went out there to basically celebrate friendship and strengthen the alliance. And, that's what we do.
So I hear that you put together an awesome video talking all about all the different clarinets. So what's going on with this video?
Yeah, I saw this guy on YouTube who was playing this piece, but instead of playing an entire ensemble with other people, it was all copies of himself playing parts layered on top of each other. So we thought it would be really fun if I tried the same thing. And then instead of using just one clarinet, why not have fun and do a whole bunch of different clarinets and see what we could make with me playing a whole bunch of different clarinets. Hi, I'm musician first class Deanna Brisgies with Navy Band Northwest, here to talk to you today about the kinds of clarinets you might get to see the next time you get to attend a military band concert. I have 3 clarinets here: the E-flat clarinet, the B-flat clarinet, and the bass clarinet. As you can see, there is a big difference in the size of these instruments, which makes a big difference in the range, the tone, and the kind of character that each instrument can provide to the ensemble. They're kind of like the 3 bears. The E-flat clarinet is high and feisty. It's good for adding color to piccolo solos or to being really shrill and in your face. It's kind of like the trickster of the clarinet family. The bass clarinet is low and rumbling. It's good at keeping and maintaining a bass line, and it's also really good at adding a somber, creepy mood to the music. It's kind of like the cranky old grandfather of the clarinet family. The B-flat clarinet is just right, which is probably why it's the clarinet you're the most familiar with, and the clarinet that you're going to see the most of when you attend a military band concert. It has a warm, sweet tone through its entire range, and it brings a really lovely singing quality to everything it plays. What I love most about the clarinet family is that once you learn how to play the clarinet, you can apply the fingerings to all of the instruments in the family. So once you've learned one clarinet, all you have to do is choose which one you like the best. When you get a whole bunch of clarinets together, you can actually stand alone as a musical ensemble of just clarinets. So if you'd like, please give me a minute while I go and get together a few of my favorite people, and together we're going to play Circus Bee for you, featuring all of the clarinets that you just met here today. See you soon!
Thank you so much, MU1 Brisgies, for joining us today. It's been so fun and cool to hear all about the clarinet from you and the Navy, too, playing music in the Navy. So I just want to say thank you so much for joining us.
Well, thank you so much for inviting me and letting me share my music on such a great educational program. And, you know, as fun as making music is, I really encourage everybody, when you have the opportunity, to get out and listen to music live. Go ahead and support your fellow musicians in the area and take a listen and see what it's all about from the audience standpoint.
Up next is Rhythms with Mr. Cobb.
Hey everyone, Mr. Cobb here with Rhythms for today's episode of Music Time. If you're a 4th, 5th, or 6th grader, we'll be using the song Frodo's Bag. There are a couple of musical symbols that you need to know in order to navigate through our song today, but we will go through those before we clap them. You ready? Let's get started. Here's our rhythm song for today. It's called Frodo's Bag. A couple of navigation pieces. You want to note that there is a repeat sign at measure 5, and what takes us there is the repeat sign at the first ending. Remember, the second time that we get to this measure, we don't take the first ending again, we jump to the second ending, and that takes us to the end of the song. Here we go. Let's clap it. 2, 3, 4. Measure 5. 1, 2. Look ahead. 3. 1, 2, 3. Top 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 3. Top 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, ta ta to 17, 2 ta 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 2 ta 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 21, 2 ta 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 2 2 ta ta 2 ta ta 4. Then we rest for 3. That's the first ending. Takes us back to measure 5. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, ta 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 3. Try it on your own. 2. Ta ta 2, 17. 2. Ta 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 on your own. 2. Ta 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 21. 2. Ta 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 2. 2. Ta ta 2. Ta second ending. 4. Rest. 2. 2. Ta 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 2. 4. 2. 2. 35. Rest. 2, 3, 4. 2. Ta ta 4. 2. 2. 4. 4 more. Take T ta ta ta. You did it. If you had trouble with it, especially following the first and second ending, go back and try it again. All right. Well, that's going to do it for Rhythms with Mr. Cobb today. We'll see you next time.
That was fun. Next up, we have Elements of Music with Ms. Kramer.
Greetings, my fellow musicians. Welcome to Elements of Music. I'm Ms. Kramer, and this week we are going to be taking a look at something called timbre. Now take a look at the word. Isn't that totally weird? It looks like it should be pronounced timbre, but it's actually pronounced timbre. And while I was doing some research, I came across this really amazing video that was done by Classical NPR. And it was so well done. I don't usually do this, but I really want you to be able to see this video. And so I'm going to show it to you today for our segment. And I just love how they put together this video. So watch it, and then I will meet you on the other side.
When you draw, how do you think about color? Do you like black and white? When do you decide to use color? Why do you use color? How do you decide which color to use? Do you use every crayon in the box? Or just shades of blue? Or warm colors like red and pink or orange and yellow? Do you pick colors based on the mood and the feeling of the pictures you're creating? Artists use color to create feelings and moods. Composers and musicians do that too. In music, every instrument has its own unique sound. We call that timbre, or tone color. The timbre of a trumpet is different than the timbre of a violin, or a guitar, or a person's voice. Listen to these sounds. Do you hear different timbres or tone colors? What do these sounds make you think of? Maybe you hear raindrops, or a clock ticking, or the tiptoe footsteps of a creepy ghost. Now I notice new timbres or tone colors coming in. I imagine new things: a rainforest, a waterfall, or a sunrise. Maybe it doesn't create an actual picture in your imagination, more just a feeling or a mood. This music was written by a French composer named Germaine Taillefer. She once said, "I write what I feel." How do you think she felt when she wrote this music? How does it make you feel? By now, you've probably noticed that after a while, one timbre or tone color really stands out: the sound of the piano. This piece is called Ballade for piano and orchestra, and it features a piano as a solo instrument. The timbres of other instruments in the orchestra mix together and go back and forth with the piano, almost like a conversation. Like the piano in this piece, our composer sometimes made music alone and sometimes with other people. She was a part of a famous group of friends who all lived in the same place around the same time. Her family, especially her father, wasn't very supportive of her musical career. So I bet having a group of friends was important. Some of those friends were composers like her. Others were painters, poets, and dancers. Do you ever make art by yourself? Do you sometimes do it with friends? Do you sometimes sing alone and sometimes with other people? Being creative is a wonderful way to express yourself and your feelings. And it's also a great way to share an experience with people in your community. Toward the end of this piece, Jermaine Taillefer used a lot of different tone colors to create an explosion of sound. Then many of these colors fade away until we hear just a few colors mixing together. Do these sounds make you think of a certain picture, or a feeling, or a mood? If you created music, either by yourself or with your friends, what colors would you use? What story would you tell?
So, was I right? Amazing video. I just love the way that they tied together the drawing and the painting and the mood and the feeling into the timbre of the music or the instruments. So that's the specific sound that an instrument or a voice makes, right? So here's the challenge. A lot of you really loved last fall when Mrs. Eyestone did The Tale of Two Villages, and she did the two drawings that represented the mood, the two different moods of the music, right? The two different villages. So when I was listening to this, I thought, oh, this has mood that changes also. I wonder what the drawings would be for this. So I'm going to challenge you to listen to this piece of music again. I've got an excerpt from it that is going to be on the slide. Get out a piece of paper, or maybe two, or maybe three. You get to decide. And then draw your pictures. What comes out of you on a picture when you're listening to the music? The other thing I thought was, hey, maybe some people don't want to draw. Maybe you want to tell the story. So when you're listening to this piece of music, the excerpt that I put on the slide, listen to it one time and then think about, ooh, what story does that tell you? And then you can tell us the story. So we would love to see the pictures that you make or the story that you create from this piece of music. All right, have a great time. See you next time.
Man, I sure learned a lot. Well, next up we have voice class with Mrs. Eyestone.
Hi there, welcome to voice class. Partner songs and rounds are fun to sing, and they're an easy way to learn to sing harmony. And you might remember from Elements of Music with Mr. Cobb, he talked about harmony being two or more notes that go well together. And harmony can be sung along with a melody. Our song today is One Bottle of Pop, and it's a combination of both, a partner song and a round. This song has 3 separate melodies. We sing them one after the other, and then we're going to put it all together in a round. So let's learn the first one. I'll sing it first, and then you sing it along with me the second time through. Here I go. 1 bottle of pop, 2 bottle of pop, 3 bottle of pop, 4 bottle of pop, 5 bottle of pop, 6 bottle of pop, 7 bottle of pop. Okay, sing it with me. Here we go. 1 bottle of pop, 2 bottle of pop, 3 bottle of pop, 4 bottle of pop, 5 bottle of pop, 6 bottle of pop, 7 bottle of pop. Good. The second melody goes like this. Don't throw your junk in my backyard, my backyard, my backyard. Don't throw your junk in my backyard's full. Sing it with me. Don't throw your junk in my backyard, my backyard, my backyard. Don't throw your junk in my backyard's full. The last one goes like this. Fish and chips and vinegar, vinegar, vinegar. Fish and chips and vinegar, vinegar, pop. Sing it with me. Fish and chips and vinegar, vinegar, vinegar. Fish and chips and vinegar, vinegar, pop. Okay, let's sing all three right in a row, starting with 1 bottle of pop. 1 bottle of pop, 2 bottle of pop, 3 bottle of pop, 4 bottle of pop, 5 bottle of pop, 6 bottle of pop, 7 bottle of pop. Don't throw your junk in my backyard, my backyard, my backyard. Don't throw your junk in my backyard's full. Fish and chips and vinegar, vinegar, vinegar. Fish and chips and vinegar, vinegar, pop. Okay. We're going to sing it in the same way, pop, junk, and fish, only we're going to divide into 3 different sections. Now, the first me will start out on pop. When I get to junk, a second me is going to start out on pop. And when that second person gets to junk, then the third me is going to come in on pop and sing all the way to the end. Each section will sing all 3 songs, but just starting at different times. Are you ready to go? Ready for the 3-part round? 1, 2, here we go. 1 bottle of pop, 2 bottle of pop, 3 bottle of pop, 4 bottle of pop, 5 bottle of pop, 6 bottle of pop, 7 bottle of pop. Don't throw your junk in my backyard, my backyard, my backyard. 5 throw your junk in my backyard's full. Don't throw your junk in my backyard, my backyard, my backyard. 5 throw your junk in my backyard's full. Fish your junk in my backyard, my backyard, my backyard. Fish your junk in my backyard's full. Fish and chips and vinegar, vinegar, vinegar. Fish and chips and vinegar, vinegar, pop. So if you want more practice with that, just rewind and sing it through again.
Hey everyone, welcome to Recorder Corner for this week. In the past couple episodes, we have introduced the note B, 1 finger, A, 2 fingers, and last episode, Mrs. Eyestone introduced C, 2nd finger. Today we're going to be looking at a new note, G, which uses 3 fingers. 1, 2, and 3. We aren't going to be using C today, but we will use B, A, and G. Our song today is called Bad Day at the Droid Works by Paul Jennings. Some things to watch out for. It does have a first and second ending with repeat signs, so you want to keep track of where you are in the music. The nice thing is it does have rests in between a lot of the notes to give our fingers chances to get there. But then when we have notes together, you want to make sure that you connect them all together and don't put rests in between notes where there aren't any rests. I'll do it with you, and I'll be pointing in the music to help you keep your place. You ready? Let's get started. 2, 3, 4, 2, 3. Have the letter B ready, 1 finger. Ready? Measure 5. Measure 9. First ending. Back to 5. 9. Second ending. 15, connect. 19, connect. 23, 1. While you're waiting, look ahead to 27. What do you see there? It's a B, one finger. 31. First ending. 27. 31 again. Second ending. 37. Rest. 4. You made it. All right. We'll see you next time. Remember, you can play this again if you want to and try it again. Bye-bye.
Thanks for joining us. It's been a lot of fun learning with you. We'll see you here next week for Music Time.